Yo, welcome to the house in Fata Morgana playthrough. So this is gonna be a blind playthrough. I don't know anything about this game really. That's not true. I know some things. I know this game has been getting really good reviews. I mean, I don't know why I said like this is a new game. This is pretty old, but it's gotten really good reviews. Pretty much everyone I know who's played it is like, oh my god, it's a masterpiece. It's kind of got the Yumi Neko effect, where you know, you see a lot of posts on Twitter and shit where people have finished it and they're like, oh my god, 10 out of 10, changed my life forever. Everyone must read this, you know, that kind of thing. Also, this was famously featured in a Scott DeWaz episode. He said like it was stupid or something. He said like VNs weren't using the medium to its full advantage or something. I don't know. I forget. But anyway, I don't really know anything about the story of the characters. Might be getting some Yuri if we're judging from this title screen. But yeah, I don't know anything about this. This is gonna be blind, so no spoilers. Yeah, I think we should just jump into it. This is gonna be the first VN I play on this channel that's not really focused on mystery, or it might be. I don't know. Is this a mystery? Maybe. Okay, wait. I gotta open Notepad. If you don't watch this channel, I always take notes whenever I play these visual novels. Okay, I gotta stay on top of things. Okay, config. Sure, that's fine. I need to mess with the volume a bit this episode to figure out what's a good, What's the difference between return to game and return to title? I guess if I wasn't on the title screen, return to game would just put me back like where I was. Extra. I can't click on extra. Inspect your memories. Is this like CG collection? I don't know, it just saves. Okay. And we got autosave, I assume? Okay. Well, let's start. What is novectical? Is that a real word? Novectical. Oh, it's the name of the artist. Okay, I see. The who does the music, I think. Okay. Enter the mansion. The mansion. Okay, I'm saying this as a forewarning. I am ESL, and I'm going to be reading this out loud, so apologies for mispronunciations. Produced by Novectical. Okay, I guess Novectical is the publisher? I don't know. There is a house. Wow. That sits beyond dark, dense woods. The atmosphere. Like the world fading into... Okay, that's really loud. Like the world fading into view after a dream. Like the world fading into view after a dream. That old mansion appears before you. Capitalized? Me? Is it gonna be meta? Without realizing it. You instinctively accept as truth the events unfolding before you. Do I? I don't know if this is real. The house lives in perpetuity, an amalgam of myriad fates and generations. I'm gonna have trouble reading this. An amalgam of myriad fates and generations. No one knows who first said. That the mansion was cursed. What language is this song in? It's a very gothic atmosphere, huh? Moyotaro. The art style on the title screen kind of reminded me of oh, what's her name? The woman who did like all the Castlevania art. It kind of reminds me of that in a way. Kind of a gothic feel. The house in Fata Morgana. What is Fata Morgana? I like the effect, like her eyes are like blurring and focusing. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Have mercy on me, O Father. And cast their souls into eternal damnation. Is this the curse that was placed on the mansion? Who is saying this? Let me fix the way I'm looking. I'll play this game through the OBS preview. Or will I? Let's put this like this. And... okay. Oh. Config. Backlog. Okay, we have a backlog. Save, load, skip, auto. Okay. Yes. I was looking down upon a corpse. My own corpse. I was afflicted with great despair at the sight of it being dragged to the place of my crucifixion. Okay, you're the person who did the curse? My soul crumbled, and I was wholly extinguished. Indeed, I did once lose everything. However, as I faded into darkness everlasting, I heard a voice calling out to me, and so I vowed once more that no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume, I shall come back for you, that I must return to that house. So I ask of you, please wait until this mutilated body arrives there once more. Oh, the backlog kind of like the way it looks. Looking down. I can't tell if this is actually supernatural or if this is just describing whoever this is, like barely like getting his mind back together, like he's on the verge of death, but he pulls himself or themselves back together. The place of your crucifixion. Let's submit this down. Crucified. Okay. Your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. Terror. With each new breath, feeling gradually return to your fingers. Every time U is being capitalized every time. I wonder if that's important. Master. You could hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Man, this coming back from the last series we played, the prose is just like fucking night and day. Master. And the sound of a crackling fire. I like that there's like the formatting of the text. It's kind of... Wake up, master. Creak, creak, creak. Wake up. When you came to, you were rocking back and forth in a rocking chair. The room was dimly lit. Aside from the flickering of the fireplace, there was no other illumination. No light shone through the closed windows. There was only the pitter-patter of rain on the glass. It was as though the whole mansion had been enveloped in darkness. Oh, splendid. You have finally awoken. Let me bring my mic a bit closer. Someone called out to you. You were about to search the room, but that turned out to be unnecessary. The source of the voice was crouching beside the chair, looking up at you with emerald eyes. You're the girl on the title screen. Good morning, Master. Good morning. Oh, we got a choice. Good morning. What is the matter? Are you still waking up? You seem rather drowsy. Come now, you must gather yourself. Though I am glad to hear your voice. I have simply been waiting so long for this moment. Tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring I was ready for your return, whenever that time may be. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart flooded. The time had finally arrived. You were perplexed. Is this like the afterlife or some sort of purgatory, or is this like a real place? You were perplexed. This woman who looked like a maid seemed to know you, but you had no memory of her. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves, I don't know how to say that, if you would like. Or perhaps your tastes have changed since last we met. Okay, we've met before. Tell me, Master, what would you like? I beg your pardon. I allowed myself to get too excited. But I hope you will be sympathetic, Master. I am just utterly elated that I could see you again. Elated. The woman appeared to be genuinely delighted that you had awoken, but she seemed to lack the energy typical of her age. What age is that? I can't really tell what age she's supposed to be. I would guess like 20s? Or perhaps life was a more appropriate word than energy. But the gloom extended beyond the maid. It seemed to encompass the entire mansion. The plaster walls illuminated by the fireplace and the rose engraving in the ebony pillars felt vaguely familiar. But a crushing sense of claustrophobia overpowered familiarity. It seems as though the house wasn't interested in accepting you just yet. Oh my, you do not know who I am? Do you not know who you are either? That is quite the predicament. If you cannot remember who you are, then who am I to serve? The woman's face was pale, almost as though she... A faint chill ran down your spine. You are the master of this house. Let me turn down the AC because I don't want you guys to have the fucking humming in the background. Okay. I feel like I'm fidgeting a lot with my setup right now, sorry. You're the master of this house, so it would seem you have no memories of such. Quite the dilemma. If you know not who you are, then you are no different than a stranger to me, no? Indeed you have returned, but from where? That I cannot say. Then how about this? I am a servant of this mansion, and as such I am familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. Is this going to be the framing device for the story? That will surely allow you to recall who you are. The freshly awakened gears in your head began to turn as you mulled things over. The maid had called you the master of this house. What if this is literal and we're a robot? But without a single mirror in the room, you had no way of seeing what you look like. Unable to decide, you reflectively nodded. Let us be off then, and fear not. I merely entreat you not to let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Okay. Your hands in hers, you followed the maid's lead through the hall. The air within the mansion was oppressive, as though a black miasma hovered within. The house was bleak and barren, hardly a trace of color to be found. You came across an open window. These backgrounds kind of remind me of like the OG Higurashi and Yumineko background that were just like real life pictures that were edited. It kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if this is actually a real picture, but it kind of has that same look to it. Beyond it lay nothing but darkness. Neither sunlight nor moonlight could be seen. There was no chirping birds, no rustling grass, no signs of life at all. Everything that would normally give color to the world had vanished entirely. The only other presence was that of the maid. Following her lead, you proceeded through the mansion. Maid was also capitalized. After some time, you arrived at a double door, the glass within shattered. The door, once pure white, had long since faded into a dull gray. It appeared to lead to the back garden. You could hear children laughing on the other side. Children? Though it is in the state you now see it, a beautiful garden once lay beyond these doors. The owner of the time enjoyed gathering rare species of rose from all across the world. At its grandest, it seemed every flower was in constant competition for the most majestic bloom. Would you like to see this wonderful era of splendor and prosperity? Hehehe. I very much hope it is to your liking, master. The maid opened the doors to the back garden. The owner of the time? A sudden gust of wind brushed across your face, forcing you to close your eyes as you followed the maid out the doors. When you next opened your eyes, the world was no longer blanketed in shadows. The first door. $1603. Okay, my history knowledge is not very great. I'm not sure what was going on in the 1600s. The mansion had an alluring air of beauty about it in that era. It was almost like something out of a fairy tale. This period of history could perhaps be described as a symphony of destruction, as cumbersome principles of old came crashing down. Freed from the day-to-day oppression of these antiquated precepts, the people seemed to hark back to the more poetic, expressive ways of old. They took these newly blossoming emotions in hands, and with them they wrote literature, painted portraits, composed theater, and found love. Even the church, which had maintained authority throughout the Middle Ages, embraced the changing times, adopting the culture's flowering sense of aesthetic. War would break out in 20 years from then, plucking the ripened era from the tree of history. But that is of no concern to us now. At the time, it was still what people referred to as the Golden Age, a period of furor for all who were there. I'm kind of vibing with the music. Now let us take a slight detour. No, we will not be changing locations. This is a tale about the mansion from beginning to end. We will, however, be moving through time. Okay. Say, about 8 years into the past. So, in the present, we're in 1616? A very wealthy family lived in the house then. The mother and father, brother and sister all had distinctive, beautiful flaxen hair. I don't know what flaxen means. Flaxen. Of the pale yellow color of dressed flax. Okay. I was always enamored by their hair. By contrast, mine is the color of a wet crow. See, there I am, standing around looking rather a fool. I was happy back then, and what reason did I have not to be, afforded the opportunity to attend to such a beautiful home. So I poured my heart into serving that family. Listen closely, if you would. That soft fleeting sound that could only be a young girl singing. Can you hear it? La la la, la 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 la. The girl you see cheerfully picking crimson roses and singing like a songbird was called Nellie. Nellie? That doesn't... I may be uneducated, but that doesn't sound like a Middle Ages name to me. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nellie was deeply fond of the house's garden, and she would often spend her afternoon there. From Nellie, young girl. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloomed in the garden. They were given the utmost care and even had their thorns removed, so young Nellie would not hurt herself naturally. Getting big Yui Neko vibes right now. The light brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang. Her voice was like music played by fairies, nay, the sight of her was like an angel descended from heaven. Oh dear, please don't look at me like that. I admit I was being rather fanciful. Man, the prose is really, really good. Considering this is a translation, they did a really good job. But what is a woman if not fanciful? Little bird, little bird, singing night and day. For your little birdie heart, sing your woes away. Pretty flowers all around the little birds. And even when the sun comes up, little birds, singing night and day, for your little birdie hearts. Oh dearest Mel, I forgot what comes next. Are you listening? Mel. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a boy or a girl. Nellie was, as a matter of fact, not the only visitor to the rose garden that day. She always came with her older brother, Mel. Okay, there we go. The young siblings were inseparable. Mel adored his little sister, who in turn pined for his attention. The sight of the two innocent children cuddling together, not yet shackled by fear of the future, was truly heartwarming. That day, Mel was sitting in the shade of a tree reading a book. As I am sure you are aware, in their time, books could not yet be mass-produced. What it was reading had been copied by a scribe. Could they be mass-produced in the year we are at? Because you said this was 8 years ago. I don't know if we can mass-produce books 8 years later. I presume he had borrowed it from the church. The book, having passed through many hands over many years, was visibly worn, but I suppose that just speaks to its importance. It was in fact a Latin grammar textbook he was reading. Mel was a clever boy. He had attended church from a very young age, where a priest would instruct him in Latin grammar. So at that time, I believe he was capable of reading even advanced text. Oh, dearest Mel, please. The young girl approached her brother, who was consumed by the text. In her hand, she carried a large pile of rose petals. Though his sister's shadow overlapped with the trees, the boy still did not notice. Snelly puffed her cheeks, stretched out her slender arms, and let the petals fall. Ah! You can see the petals! Heh, look, your head is covered in roses, Mel. Oh, Nelly, you got petals on the book. You silly goofball. This isn't mine. I can't afford to let it get dirty. It's your fault, dearest Mel. I tried to get your attention. And besides, flowers won't get the book dirty. True. You could get like the little, like the powder from the rose. I must raise the white flag. When did my little lady find herself such a sharp wit? While waiting for you, dearest Mel. I waited, and you didn't so much as glance at me. I'll be an adult by the time you're done reading that book. Wow, that soon? That soon? Mother says girls grow up fast. Haha, she may be right. In that time, she was right. In that case, we should do something together before you're all grown up. Surely you won't play with me any longer when you become an adult. That's not true. I'll still play with you, even when I'm grown up. But grown-ups don't play, Nelly. What am I doing? Fine, I'll stay a child forever then. Didn't you just say you were about to grow up? You're so mean, Mel. Haha, I'm sorry. Please don't pout, my little lady. How about this? To make it up to you, I'll play whatever you want today. Really? Do you mean it? I want to play make-believe. Make-believe? Make-believe. I will be a princess taken captive by an evil kingdom, and you, dearest Mel, will be my valiant knight. And then you turn into a prince when you rescue me. A knight can become a prince? Impressive. They can. Knights and princes both have to be charming, so of course they can. Which is why it must be you, dearest Mel. No one else can be my prince or my knight. While he may have appeared outwardly embarrassed as his rose-cheeked sister proclaimed pratingly, I am certain he was smiling on the inside. After a few moments, he meekly knelt to bring himself to eye level with Nelly and gently stroking her soft hair. Okay, is the maid like actually here, or is the maid like a ghost or something? Because they're not acknowledging her, and they said they were the only ones here, right? Alright then. You're my princess, Nelly. And not just anyone's princess, dearest Mel, but yours alone. So, don't be anyone else's prince with mine, okay? Nelly. Geez, my princess is quite the fauna. Is that bad? Does that make you dislike me? Not at all. I'm proud to have you as my sister, Nelly. You mean more to me than anything in the world, my dear princess. Heh. I love you, dearest Mel. You'll always be my prince forever and ever. Her mood quite improved. Nelly began humming the melody of the song she had forgotten the lyrics to. Pulling the skirt of her dress out from her body, the young girl pranced around the rose garden. Mel, his eyes on your back, gave a little shrug. Oh, Nelly, don't come crying to me if you trip anything like that. But Mel was not entirely disapproving of his sister's excitement. He carefully brushed aside the petals in his book, set it in the shade of the tree, and began chasing after Nelly. They were picturesque siblings, brimming with hope. And at this time, in their lives, there was nothing to jeopardize that hope. And it stayed that way forever, and nothing bad ever happened to them. Would it not be wonderful if children could stay children forever, Master? As I see it, though, the pleasant, gentle times in their lives have value because they come to an end. Wouldn't you agree? I don't know about that. Time continues to flow, impartial and without exception. And as such, everyone's childhood comes to an end. Be that as it may, does time also flow at the same speed for each individual? Not if you go to space. Now let us take a trip down the river of time. I would be very much delighted if we could remain at this point in time, but unfortunately we cannot. Please do not let go of my hand, Master. I'm kinda into this already. Oh, I just noticed the window, the game's window says Mel Rhodes. I didn't notice. I guess Rhodes is his last name? Oh, is he older now? Mel Rhodes. I'll be on my way then. Oh, you usually stay for longer. Yes, I have an errand to run today. Thank you for your time, as always. Would you like the book back sometime next week? Next week or the week after. Man, this music is so fucking good. Jesus. I gotta finish this game quickly so I can listen to all the OST. Hold on to it as long as you'd like. But surely there are others who want to use it. None as sharp as you, Mel. Put yourself in my shoes and you'll understand. I want to give you any advantage you can get. Haha. Well, do you not believe me? No, I believe you, Father. And I mean to do whatever I can not to disappoint you. That's the spirit. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm proud to have you as my pupil. Ah yes, and Mel, do consider what we were talking about. Going to university? Indeed. If you do, I can introduce you to some accomplished instructors. There's very little left for me to teach you, and I believe you would make a fine priest. It's an honorable thing, Mel, to devote yourself to the service of our Lord. I'll give it some thought. I wonder what country this takes place in. If you'll excuse me then, I'll see you again. Our doors are always open. Farewell. Whether it's in the service of God or the service of the church, it is an honorable profession. But theology, I wouldn't mind attending university, but I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to do something different, something more befitting of the times. Are you an atheist? As for what, though, I'm stumped. But I need to make up my mind soon. If I drag my feet for too long, even my father is liable to grow impatient. Mercy me. Mercy me! Young sire, blessed young sire, alms, alms for the poor. Ah, this beggar. If I'm not mistaken, he's been outside the church since last week. Alms. Is alms a real currency? I have heard that in like medieval stories, I think. But is that like a real currency from somewhere? Okay, no. Alms specifically means money that you give to poor people. Okay. Because I have heard that before, but I wasn't sure. The way he shakes his head, I can get a glimpse of his forehead under his hood. He's completely bald. Oh no. Buy yourself some bread with this. What is this about him being bald? Why does this matter? I don't get it. Ah. Thank you very much. May the Lord bless your soul. Thanks. The Lord. Oh no. Nellie's going to be cross if I don't hurry home. Cross, you say? Curses, and it looks like it's going to rain. Master, master. Oh, thank goodness. You appear to have a firm grasp on your consciousness. I was afraid you had accidentally let go of my hand, huh? Now, master, this is a period of time I truly wish to show you. The boy reading in the rose garden was now a fine young man. Nonetheless, he still bore the same gentle eyes as before, and he would from time to time show remnants of that innocent young boy. He was, in his own mind, still making the transition into adulthood, I suspect. Mel frequently visited the church on Sundays to participate in Mass, of course, but more often to be tutored by the priest. And in addition, he also attended a private school run by an eminent marquis. Though it was not a school where students had desks and sat in rows, they studied at the Marquis' estate. Secondary and higher education was not the same as it is today. And Mel was considering university. Again, you're talking as if we're in the present. Like the 2000s or something. But you said this took place 8 years ago. The priest wanted to recruit him to the church, but Mel was having difficulty deciding what he should do. That he had such a choice is envious, is it not? What the fuck is that? Good afternoon. I'm here to pick up my order. Is it ready? Aye, ready and waiting, young Master Rhodes. Oh, don't call me young master, please. I beg your pardon. Can I seem to get me head out of the past? Your order is right here, sir. Mallard stopped at a jewelry store in the center of town on his way back from the search. Oh, getting his sister a present? The building was both a workshop and storefront, and the nobles of that area were deeply fond of the master's wares. He was so skilled, even the royal family had commissioned work from him. As a matter of fact, the wooden sign out front was engraved with a replica of a piece of his jewelry set to be on display in the palace. As artistry flowered in this golden age, the number of shops selling luxurious items such as jewelry rose in kind. However, the clientele of these shops comprised a very narrow range of people. May I have a look? Of course, of course! Good, it came out just as I hoped. Splendid work. Hahaha. Cannot afford to disappoint a loyal customer like yourself. An admirable work ethic. I'm sure she'll love it. Such a kind lad, young master. The boy back home could do well to learn a thing or two from ya. Every man ought to show woman some cordiality. Coming home to a cold fireplace is a sad thing indeed. Ha 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 ha. Again, please don't call me young master. My apologies. I'll take this and get on my way then. Good day. If you find yourself in need of aught else, just let me know. I can make any jewelry you ask for. Come to me and your sweetheart's days will sure be. Come to me and your sweetheart's day'll be sure as made. Sorry, it's hard for me to read with this accent. And I guarantee the two of you will have all sorts of fun when you give it to her. Okay, I think he's giving it to his sister though, so I don't know if you should say that. Please, I don't have a sweetheart. Huh? Well, that's a surprise. I'm sure many girls are vying for your hand too, young Mr. Rhodes. A fine family, good looks, charming, and your future's all but... Yeah, I'll be on my way then. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Good day, come by again anytime. Goodness. Are we actually gonna go down the whole incest thing, by the way, or... Maybe I'll say I want to study abroad or something. Patient as my father may be, that would certainly anger him. I can hear it now. You're wasting your God-given talents, boy. What do you mean by study abroad? Like somewhere else in Europe? I could renounce my name and rank, go somewhere far away. Hey, that sounds like the kind of plan Nelly would come up with. I mean, this obviously takes place in Europe somewhere. As you drew closer to the mansion, the rich fragrance of roses grew more prominent. Over time, this distinctive scent had led visitors to refer to the house as Rose Manor. Rose Manor. It was also probably a play on the flaxen-haired family's last name, Rose, which you heard the owner of the jewelry store say just a moment earlier. The mansion looked quite different than it does now, no? No tickets of ivy covering the walls, no rotten, broken doors to be found. I wonder what the Rhodes family would think if they saw the house in its present tragic condition. How did all that happen in like a few years? The sight of their abundantly blooming roses, a veritable symbol of prosperity, long since withered and turned into soil. My apologies, I got a little sentimental there. Let us forget for a moment about our own time. Suppose I stayed out a little too long. Oh well, listen, the sun still shines high in the sky. I'm sure it's... Oh. Oomph! Dearest Mel, what took you so long? Wherever have you been? I've been waiting forever. Nelly? You're not in the house? Nope, you were taking so long I decided to wait by the gate. But you didn't even notice me at all. Is that any way to treat a lady? All that studying's got your head stuck up in the clouds. No, it hasn't really. Also, you're heavy. Can you please get off my back? She looks cute. Heavy? I've been gradually reducing the amount of sweets I eat, and I love sweets to maintain my figure for a new dress, and you call me heavy? I didn't catch that. Were you saying a tongue twister? You're such a dimwit, Mel. Jerk, blockhead, weakling. Okay, this is very, very anime. And obnoxious to boot. Whatever happened to the delightful little girl who was once my sister? She'd probably throw a fit if I said that out loud. She looks very cute, pouting. Should you really be outside, Nelly? You are the star of today's event. What is today's event? It's fine. They can call it a birthday party, but I know it's just about fraternizing. It's obvious what Fata's true motives are. He'll be gathering a bunch of boys from good families to look for someone to marry me off to. Ugh, I have no interest in that at all. I just want to marry my brother. Don't be like that, Nelly. They're all here for you. At least enjoy what you can at the party. Grrr. I guess, and besides, it's not completely terrible. Look at this, dearest Mel. What do you think? What do I think of her dress? About what? About what? Me, Mel. My new dress, it's right, I'm wearing it. How could you not notice? I did notice it was something I hadn't seen before, but you have so many dresses, Nelly, so. But this is a dress I made just for today. Look at the colors, they're so pretty. And can I hide? Can I hide the? Oh yeah. Hang on, a fashion review real quick. Okay, I don't like the sleeves. The sleeves are too big, and they look kind of weird, like unnatural, with the way they're like stretching out. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm a big fan of like the purple butterfly corset thing, or corset. Did you say corset or corset? I don't know. I like the orange. I like the vibe. I like the little, like the white middle part. It's okay. I give it like a 7. Look at the colors. They're so pretty. It's the work of a renowned dyer. And this belt is just lovely. Yeah, back in the days, I mean, it still is, but like dyeing dresses, dyeing clothes was like a whole, it was a whole fucking thing. You see how it comes together to form a butterfly? Yeah, I did see that. Ooh. Well, I'm just absolutely in love with it. I think I'll be wearing this dress for a while to come. So tell me, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Yeah, it does. It's pretty. In some ways, I guess she's still a delightful little girl. Well, dearest Mel, I love you. Whoa, don't jump on me like that again. Ah. Oh my, you dropped something. And what have we here? Wait, hold on. No, you can't have that yet. It's the present. Is it a present? Give it back. I was going to give that to you later. I knew it. It's for me. And just what could it be? Hey, don't open it. What's the big deal? It's going to be mine soon anyway, isn't it? Ooh, I love it. A rose necklace. And this design, it's from the jeweler the royal family uses. Oh, my dearest Mel. You had this made just for me. Oh, jeez. It defeats the purpose if you open it before the party. Happiness is always better sooner rather than later, Mel. Sure. I think I'll put it on right away. There, how does it look? It actually does look pretty good. It looks lovely. My prince is still the sweetest in all the land. Don't make such weird noises. Was she moaning? Oh, but why not? A prince always knows exactly what his princess wants. And this princess wanted some rose jewelry to go with her new dress. Understand? Heh. Jeez, I sure don't have it easy playing your prince, Nelly. It might be about time you find a new one. trying to push her subtly. A prince is a prince because you can't just find one standing on the street corner. If you want to retire, dear Smell, you're going to have to wait another 10 years. That's a long time. Or if you find yourself a new princess. I'm not so... You're about as romantic as a rock, dearest Mel. But worry not, your adorable sister will always be your princess. What more could you want? Are you really allowed to be the judge of that? I mean more to you than any other girl in the world, do I not? Then that makes me your perfect princess. Ha 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 ha. Hey, what was with that laughing and it'll all be over soon laugh? You're always telling me I mean more than anyone to you. Yes, you do. More than anyone in the world, my beloved baby sister. I'll take good care of the necklace. Thank you, my dearest Mel. Well, if you're happy with it, then so am I. You're very welcome. Now, back into the house with you. Can't have a party without the guest of honor. Do you know if anyone's here yet? Nope. Man, I don't. I don't know what to do because I've done a couple of visual novel playthroughs now. I'm used to like making fun of the stories and making stupid jokes, but like I don't really have anything to make fun of here because it's like because it's like well written. There's not like typos. I'm just reading a book, really. I imagine they'll be here soon though. Were you done at the church again today, Mel? Yeah, there was something I didn't know how to translate, so I wanted to look it up. Wow, so diligent. I can't say I really like the priest there, personally. Actually, I kind of feel the same way. What, really? Why? Well, you know, I have my reasons. So even you don't always like the priest, huh? Let's skip mass on Sunday then. We can go play... No skipping church, I'll get fucking crucified or something. As grew the brother, so too did the sister. That day, Nelly would be turning 14, and Mel, 3 years her senior, was 17. Okay. So this takes place like a few years after 1608, but we don't exactly know what year. You saw it with your own eyes, so you know just how much she has changed. She was always a cute little girl, and she grew into an even more beautiful young woman. Though she was only 14, she was well on her way to becoming a fine lady. As for her character, well... but a girl like that has her own charms, would you not say? Sure. Drifting down the river of time, the two siblings matured into healthy young adults, but the core of their relationship did not change in the slightest. Nellie was very much attached to her brother, and as much as Mel complained, he still cared deeply for his sister. Around the time the sun had begun to set, carriages started lining up outside as well-dressed aristocrats made their way into the house. As Nellie had suspected, the majority of them were boys. Boys? Yes, I understand. You don't need to say anything more. Rose Manor, right? Okay, we'll go together. Me, alone? No, please don't make me. The inhabitants of Rose Manor are surely living quite contented lives, and I'm sure they don't remember a thing. Oh. Is this like a chapter end? I guess we're gonna stop here for now, because that seemed like a pretty good stopping point. I mean, yeah, this is really, really good so far. The writing is like... The writing quality is just... I'm not used to seeing this level of writing quality from VNs. Because, like, honestly, like, usually even in the original Japanese, most VNs aren't, like amazingly written. And then there's always a process of translating that from Japanese to English. Which is really difficult, and, like, naturally there's gonna be... There's almost always, like, a loss in writing quality and a loss in, like the writing's always gonna feel a bit less natural translated from another language, because you can't translate one language to another like one-to-one. It's not possible. So things always just feel a bit more awkward. But this, like, the writing has been amazing, really. Like, if I didn't know this was a translated work, I don't know if I would be able to tell, because this is really, really well written. And yeah, the music is amazing. It like really fits the atmosphere. Yeah, I like the character art is pretty unique. It's got this like gothic vibe. I said it earlier. It kind of reminds me of like the Castlevania art. Yeah, I'm really into it so far. I mean, still like nothing is really happening yet, but I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. I wonder, like, is each chapter gonna be like a different century or something? Because at the beginning it said 1608, and we traveled a bit forward in time, but it didn't like show the new year. Are we gonna like go to different rooms in the mansion, and each room is gonna have like its own story? And maybe they're all gonna be connected in some way? I don't know. You know, something I just thought of. How do I go back to the main return to title? I wonder if the master she's speaking to is this woman. I wonder if we are this woman, because we haven't seen who this is yet. So this could be us. Maybe. Who knows? This might not even be a woman. This might just be a man with long with long white hair. Kind of looks like a vampire with the white hair and red eyes. But again, maybe I'm just saying that because of Castlevania. But yeah, I'm really into it so far. Yeah, hopefully it keeps up. Yeah, see you next time for next part.